They can't. I mean, what's the statute of limitations on that? I think we're past it, so they can't come after you now.
Yeah, I do not give anyone legal advice for this.
Yeah, absolutely not. And you know what?
Just because I got away with it doesn't mean you can get away with it.
And we don't encourage this. We don't encourage this. This is
we'll put
he's repenting. Yeah.
I'm just keeping it real. Yeah, don't follow me.
But sorry, we think we're amusing.
The thing is, it's again, it propelled you into something else because you love driving.
Yeah,
I mean,
I also had to capitalize on it and follow up.
Oh my gosh, here we are. Welcome to High Octane Hustle. I'm Fastlane Jane.
And I'm Design Muse. And today we have...
Blake Wilkey.
All right.
Yes.
Woo.
I want to just...
Right? Pound on that table.
Out.
And we're here at PRP Seats in Temecula.
Temecula?
Temecula. However I'm feeling today. Depends.
It could be Temecula because we had to go to Temecula. Right? Whatever. Oh, sorry, Jason.
So thanks for coming down. I know, you were a little busy, but you made it to Temecula.
Set my alarm for PM instead of AM at 11:30.
Yeah, but you were
But you were engrossed.
Yeah,
in
you were
doing something.
Busy with your media kit. What's that all about? What you
I try to
working on?
develop.
Let's promote it here.
Yeah, I try to develop a media deck to show partners what their ROI would be for investing in me, and there's countless photo albums that I have and things that just need to all get kind of honed down into what I want to use for that deck and not make it like 100 pages long and condense it with like key bullet points of the assets and adventures, races, things that we want to do to showcase their products and provide an ROI for their investment.
Yeah, I love that.
And you were in the
hustle.
zone.
Hyper focused in my underwear, in my office, just bunkered down. Blinds were open. That way, natural sunlight's coming in, and my awareness is at peak performance.
Potentially a sponsor. You never know.
Maybe we'll help you inspire you even more to go finish the deck after this podcast.
Yeah.
Let's hear it because I'm not sure what I'm in for.
Boy, she's rolling with a pretty hefty promise there.
I
know we have inspired people,
but it's like
We've also made them cry.
He's like, why do you keep talking about this?
Because it's true. We didn't make Justin cry, though.
No, but, a media deck is really important. So, what do you have going on right now do you want to share with us what that media deck's for specifically, or is it more in general like you just kind of mentioned right now?
We want to step into the big leagues of racing, the Score Series and the new Pro R that I'm building. That's a big endeavor, a costly endeavor, but I think, people can follow along our journey with that vibe with us, that relate with us very well. And I think it's going to be good. It's going to be a new challenge for me. We've been racing down there with other teams, other partners, other friends, I should say, and just gaining knowledge. So I'm not going into it blind, and I want to make sure that it's time and effort well spent. Yeah. So that's a big endeavor for us. I also want to do more adventure content. We've been racing the Class 11 a lot, which takes up a lot of time, and it's fun, and people love the Volkswagens, the OG.
Yeah,
beating the shit out of yourself.
Yeah. We were watching it at KOH earlier this year, watching you run.
Yeah.
KOH. It was super fun. It's a super fun class to watch.
And it's the most affordable, and seeing the people that have came into it from the do-it-yourselfers with how stocked they are. I mean, obviously, we take it super seriously, and we've had really good success. Let some of these other dudes take some of the limelight, pick and choose what I want instead of doing I think 9 races a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spread my efforts into other new adventures, and then build content around new places to inspire people to go to these places that are enthusiasts where a lot of these companies are supported by enthusiasts. It's not racers.
And I think you were able to showcase that, like even getting into Class 11s, building the Baja Bug and everything around that again. It got people excited about doing stuff like that. reviving it.
Yeah, with people that don't have the budget to go race the trophy
No
trucks.
$500,000, $1 million.
Yeah,
Right?
I know.
It's just
I was
crazy.
thinking low
Seriously.
budget. Therefore, yeah,
I know. Yeah, that
it's
is low.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just as much fun, and it's a shit-kicking good time with, like, you can do it with your family, and you don't have to have, like, every tool on the market to be able to build something like that. There's
Right.
cage kits. It's really, user-friendly, if you want to call it. So even though that's where my heart's at,
Yeah.
I want to just keep it interesting for not only myself, but for the audience. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, and I
Challenging.
think you can, in your deck, I don't know if that's what you're doing. You can showcase that you actually helped really promote Class 11s and how big it got, after you started doing things like that. So,
Yeah, it shows some of the influence and the content and how
Yeah.
well it's worked, and bring other promoters in and bring big prize purses and all that good stuff. So it's like, okay, now that I wouldn't say that we've kind of tackled that for the last 4 years.
yeah,
It's like, let's get back to more diversification, more
another challenge,
craziness,
huh?
and a new challenge,
Yeah.
That's what I feel like it is.
Yeah.
while still racing select races in that
Cool.
Class 11 class to just, remind people, like, we still got it.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Yeah.
definitely.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Well, and that
Competition
kind
gets
of
different.
goes right up to your hat, Shreddy Lyfe. So tell me a little bit more about that. So just in case some of our viewers have no clue about Shreddy Lyfe, which would be hard to believe, wouldn't it?
I mean, whatever. If they don't, no big deal. But it's a brand that me and my partner Aaron Birdwell started in 2018. We both grew up in San Diego, and they lived an active lifestyle. That we didn't feel like there was a brand that really catered to all types of and demographics of like shredders.
Yeah.
So like we skated, surfed, motoed, BMX, dirt bikes was a big thing for me growing up. Going to the desert with my mom and her crazy friends who would do some pretty interesting stuff when the tourist bus would show up at Buttercup. Clothes were removed and other things were thrown into the mix. Going to the river, watching her win wet T-shirt contests. Like,
I like your
it's
mom
like-
already.
Yeah, you two would
Give her
get
my
along
number.
and get probably me in trouble, but. Just a brand to encompass, the active lifestyle that we were accustomed to growing up in San Diego.
That's rad. I
And
like
what kind
that.
of inspired you to do that? Was it just that you didn't see something else, or do you just love graphics too? Where did that kind of come about?
Great question. It came about after my urban assault video where I got in trouble for.
Yeah, definitely want to talk about that.
I was going to say, we were talking about that a lot. I was learning a little bit more. I'm so excited that you're here.
Yeah. Got in trouble, did Wilkey Works shirts, hats, and jackets, and it did really well, but
Were they in orange and black or no?
no,
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, they were clean with just my brand, Wilkey Works' logo on it, and it did really well, but felt like it was kind of cliche to put like my name on people's backs. And like I was like, I'm just was a punk that did this stuff. And people call it a punk, but it was methodically thought out, I feel
Right.
like. Urban
yeah,
Assault.
right.
Yeah,
And to have safety and stuff involved. But I just felt like, I don't know, I'm not that person to like want to just boost my name. So I was like,
Right.
what can I start that we can do collaborations with partners?
yeah.
And also like promote just living this active lifestyle versus like where technology has kind of steered kids into just being honed in on their phones and stuff.
Right,
yeah.
not getting out and doing things.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
So it was like, let's keep it vibrant, let's keep it colorful, let's make it loud and proud.
I love it.
So that's why our colors are, kind of bringing me back to those hot rod jet boat days and
Yeah.
buggy days
Totally,
where my mom's
totally.
getting freaking crazy.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
I like that. It sounds like you have a great relationship with your mom, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah. Oh, still.
Yeah, always. Good.
Before I'd be like,
Well, just check it. I'm
dang
just
it, Mom.
making
Like,
sure.
all these other things are nice, but I'm not going to look at those.
Yeah. I look at your friends, but not yours.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. I apologize.
Whatever.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, she'll still own it.
That's right. I like that.
But I got from my mom, I got the wild craziness party side. And then my dad's tied steel in dirt holes his whole life for pools.
Okay.
So worked with him for a lot in my youth, or not a lot, during the summer, and I was like, this shit sucks.
It's hard work.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bending over backwards, breaking your back type of stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
I just turned 67. Still
Yeah.
doing
Good
it.
on him.
He's a Tasmanian devil, but he told me work
I
smarter,
like
not
that.
harder.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So just kind of use that as a daily reminder when I put my socks on every day.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah. So let's touch back about Urban Assault 1, the first one. Kind of.
You guys know PRP for seats, but did you know they have storage options?
And steering wheels with cool accessories like this.
But wait, there's more. PRP owns Speedstrap for tie downs and recovery solutions, and this awesome company called Bullring, where it's retractable tie down anchors for your bed rails. So we all love hobbies and we all almost own trucks. So this is a great way to add tie down points to your truck bed with Bullring, tie downs through Speedstrap, all doing the things we love in the off-road space with seats, storage, and accessories like that steering wheel.
And where can they find all of these things?
PRPseats.com, Speedstrap.com, and BullringUSA.com for all the items that PRP owns.
So
Let's
go
get
check
it.
them out today.
Use code HighOctaneHustle for 10% off.
Yes.
Dub. Get him.
One take, one.
Let's go.
Right there.
I think I was 26.
Okay.
And then what kind of inspired that? Where did that, the think tank happen?
It happened in San Diego. Everything was really close to home, and it's just, there were spots, again, growing up in action sports, it's like when you're skating, you're finding stuff on the streets, or at the skate park, but and it was just kind of like, a last hurrah, because I was selling that car to Muhammad overseas in Qatar, and it was like, okay, well, the ship date's not for a couple weeks. Like, let's go do what everyone
Right?
that has one of these.
The last hurrah.
Yeah, it's straight up.
Yeah.
And which car was it?
Yeah, I called it the OG Shark,
Okay.
and it was just a supercharged LS bug that looked like it was on steroids, all super wide and shit. She's actually right here.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Love it.
That's super cool.
I think it's even up.
He'll take a picture of
Yeah,
it
we'll get a
later.
close-up
and
later.
We'll make sure that we have it. It'll cut to that.
Everyone can see.
But yeah, it got me in a bunch of trouble, but made some.
So I heard
really
a little bit about that. I heard
She was
a
like,
little.
"Oh, I
was
didn't
just-
know this
I'm
part."
like urban assault. That sounds cool.
I had to go to jail.
That's what. That's the other thing I heard.
First time going to jail.
So we were talking about people in handcuffs. You had to be handcuffed to do. Yeah, like
No.
they didn't handcuff you.
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I didn't get caught doing it. But the mayor
Oh.
of San Diego sent someone to really lay the hammer down, as they might say.
Really? So how? What did they do? They have footage or something of?
Well, we put it online.
Oh.
And it's YouTube, and it got like 80 million views in the first couple.
I'm a little slow.
there's kind of
I'm the
proof.
slow one
There's
here.
kind of proof on it.
So you told on yourself, basically. You didn't write down at the bottom on closed professional court.
Well, you could honestly tell it wasn't.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we had some people pissed off, and I think there was a helicopter chasing at one point. But you know what? They never.
They didn't
found
catch
it,
you.
but
They
I
never caught you.
mean, it sounds like it kind of was worth it in the end, no?
When people ask me
Yeah.
that question, they ask, "What would you do different?" And I said, "Probably made the video longer." Straight up.
You know what? After we're done here, I've got to go watch that video because apparently I've been living under a rock.
But
so.
that's my point. I mean, obviously it helped.
I'm not
I mean,
one of
it,
the
it
80
kind
million,
of like
though.
helped propel your career
Yeah.
to the next level, right?
Yeah, no, totally.
So
It showed me that they're, even though I had a decent following prior to that because it was a very unique bug,
yeah.
it showed me that, damn, we should have probably monetized that
Yeah.
first off. And secondly, how like trends and how like one-off things can really get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And a lot of
So you learn from it a
Yeah.
lot, huh? Yeah.
Yep.
Had you started Shreddy Lyfe before or after?
after because I got in
Okay.
trouble, so did the Wilkey Work shirts and then
Okay.
yeah. But I had 2 other reckless drivings that I was on informal probation for.
Mm.
So that's what kind of like when the mayor of San Diego saw that, he was like, this freaking punk. like, let's get this moving.
We need him
And you
to
know
settle
what? Most of
down.
the people here can relate to things like that.
Totally.
So.
Yeah,
Totally.
suspicion speed and stuff. But yeah, so they tried to hit me with like I think 26 misdemeanors.
Wow.
And
that
90
starts to
days
get
in jail,
expensive.
and yeah,
Yeah.
we got away with 6 and 4 days in jail and
Oh, that's
45
relief.
days house arrest. But since I own Wilkey Works, my mobile-based business license,
Is at your house?
you know, I still had a 10 o'clock curfew, but there was a couple times where I was at some friends' houses till close to 10, and I'm doing quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little loophole
Working.
I found, and sometimes it was true, but sometimes, you know.
They can't. I mean, what's the statute of limitations on that? I think we're past it, so they can't come after you now.
Yeah, I do not give anyone legal
No.
advice for this.
Yeah, absolutely not. And you know what?
Just because I got away with it doesn't mean you can get away with it. Let's
And we
make that
don't
clear.
encourage this. We don't encourage this. This is
Yeah, we'll put a
he's
disclosure.
repenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it real.
home.
Yeah, don't follow me.
But sorry, we
Because
think
that's
we're
the thing
amusing.
is, yeah, it's again, it propelled you into something else because you love driving.
Yeah, and
I mean,
I also had to capitalize on it and follow up, you know, this build, and that's the reason why I sold like this build that took me from the time I was 17 till I was 26 to get it like as best as I
Sherry,
could,
yeah.
without starting over, and I knew
Yeah.
I needed to start over, so I used that money and the things that I had learned during the process of building that over several years, or almost a decade, and applied that into a new vehicle that, as I was building it, it was awesome to see partners being like, okay, this kid's hot, like he built this cool thing,
Right.
and he's
Yeah.
going to reinvest all this money back into it.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, to see them kind of jump on board with some faith and some product, or, you know, budget to go shoot the car when it was done, like
Right.
and stuff kind of starting to lay out, it really started getting the wheels turning. Like, I need to follow this up with something badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's happening right now today. That's what you're doing again. What's the next one, right?
It's worse than drugs.
Oh, it
Like,
totally is.
from what I've been
It
told.
totally is.
Totally.
Yeah.
It totally is.
You just want more. So what
I
can we
know.
have? What's next?
I mean, there's a lot of like crazy ideas in my head out
Yeah.
there, but again, it just
They all cost a lot of money, right?
yeah.
yeah, but
usually
when you,
what
That's
goes-
why
like
I'm working on a media day.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm
Perfect.
fucking late.
Perfect. and we totally understand.
totally get that.
See? We totally get it because we're
Yeah.
all there.
Well, and I think that's a tribute to who you are with regards to what you're putting forward just by yourself and reaching out to other investors, and that's hard work. It is challenging.
Yeah.
To get them to answer
Well,
the phone or an email.
And even putting together a media deck,
Yeah.
half the people don't even know how to do that.
yeah.
I mean, they don't spend their own time to do things like that.
I don't know how to do it, but I know how to provide all the pieces to the puzzle for someone else to do the computer
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you're
I work with my hands, not like the
okay.
computer shit.
Okay.
Gone. Later. I'll give you some money. You handle that
There
while
you
I
go.
use these.
So
to
you're
handle
just
that.
you're putting it all
Yeah.
together and laying out the story for them
Yep.
of what that needs to look like.
Yeah.
And then parsing it down, because you have such a history book of content, then you have to pick out, okay, which do I like the best?
That's what he
then
said,
you
yeah.
try not to overthink it and go with, well, what do I think they're going to like
Right.
best? And you just kind of have to go from your gut and just, this is my heart, I'm giving it to you.
Yeah, I'm probably going to use about 25 pictures, but I probably have about 25,000 pictures
Right.
Yeah.
in detailed, really good shot, high quality stuff. So it's like you find a picture and then you're
Sure.
looking through another album and you're like, actually, I like this picture more. And then you're like, yeah, just moving everything around like 15 times before
Yep.
you like
Yeah.
have it all. And there's so many different adventures and vehicles. It's like, shit.
Yeah.
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 And you like them for each different reason, right?
Totally.
Looking at, holy moly.
so much.
But I'm here.
So much.
That's awesome. The fact that you dropped everything and
I
you
know.
showed up.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
You caved to peer pressure.
Yeah, I put some.
Apologize.
It's okay.
That was
No,
me going, come on, dude, you're showing up. I just know you are.
yeah. No, but it's good.
No, but I think it's the same thing. I mean, you understand. I mean, fans or people, that's what keeps you going, right? Is
Yeah.
doing things like this, it's part of it. So
100%. Yeah, I mean, I think the fans and the enthusiasts are, why we're here at PRP with,
Yeah.
Doing this, and
Yeah.
why I'm allowed to do this because of rad partners that see an ROI and those fans motivated to shit. Like, I just seen that dude roll. Like, I don't want to be
Yeah.
that dude that almost comes out of his car without the proper
Right.
safety gear.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think that was the perfect intro to PRP Seats and all the things that you have.
Yes. Yeah,
Look
because
at
you've got
this.
some cool stuff.
Steering wheels, and I think you have a couple other things up your sleeves. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Check those out.
Those are
so cool.
rad.
Yeah, so these are the 4.2s with the seatbelt style clip.
Love it.
Checkered. They also have the sternum strap. We have these
that's
also
rad.
in a 5.3
Oh, cool.
Okay.
and a 4.3. That you can also add the little crotch strap to if you'd like to.
And
Actually, no, those already have.
they'd go great with a pair of vintage slide-on vans.
They
right?
go in anything.
I
I
know,
know,
right?
right? They're perfect for
Absolutely.
anything. Those are
'Cause
great.
you can be outfitted.
And wait, are those even out yet?
Well, it depends when you drop this.
Right.
Right
They'll
now,
be out. They'll
currently
be
on
out.
Shreddy Lyfe's Instagram or website, they are available. But yeah, they'll probably be out on PRPs too.
Cool.
So-
Yes.
And you're sitting in your own seat over here too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they have
There it is.
they have several other designs that I custom colored for their
Awesome.
site, along with Justin, and we got several different models, several different seats. They're the same price, even though they have some custom Shreddy branding. We have cracked harness. We have a few different steering wheels, shred white and blue one for those patriotic people.
I
Which
love
I think
that
we
you
need
called
right
it
now.
shred white and blue.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
love that.
Door bags. I mean, just a ton of stuff. We did stuff with speed strap also
Cool.
on some teal ratchets throughout their whole line.
Love it.
Hopefully, we're gonna do some of these
Those are dope.
So good.
speed strap
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
So
yeah,
good. Everyone wants that.
yeah. And some of them
Maybe
have
those are the
removable
I
harnesses.
tabs.
have,
that
I,
push
yeah,
it
I have
hard.
tie downs that are,
Prove
that
it.
are. Oh,
What's that?
so
Did you
good.
say prove it? I will.
Yeah.
Justin knows my car. We keep going back and forth. Because didn't you have something to do with the, what'd you call it? The serape? No, he didn't? No, that wasn't him. Okay, sorry.
Serape was pretty hard.
It was pretty
It's
good.
so good.
I saw it
So
today.
good.
And I'm like, that'd go so good in my car.
No, that could be the Shreddy Serape next.
Could be.
Yeah, I can't knock that off. You guys already did that.
And it's not technically his colors, yeah. You know.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's see, ideas just happen, huh?
Yeah, they just show up.
True.
No, but the I'm looking at my producer. Hey, those look good in my car. Those okay. We got a thumbs
so
up.
many things. So many things.
I
Everything
know.
here.
Every
We just
single
shopped
thing.
all day
I
today.
did. I did.
It's easy to do.
So how did you
happens.
find a partner like PRP Seats?
I mean, honestly, PRP has been around for a long time, and PRP was always an affordable product
Yeah.
that offered quality products at a good price and
Understand that.
kept you safe.
Yeah.
You know, so like
With some style too.
yeah, I had
Yeah.
PRPs in the OG Bug, you know, and then when I got the new car, it had PRPs already in it, but I was like, I need to refresh these. So like I honestly reached out and kind of had like a not as well put together deck because I still was kind of like learning and adapting
Yeah.
to like how I could prove my worth, and you know, it made it easy, easier with kind of the previous flow and increase in engagement I had on social media. So it was Jason at that point in time said, "Come on down, let's talk." And I was
Cool.
like, "Okay, like we got something here."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was cool to gave me a shop tour, showed me all the different options and different models, and it was like it was cool to be able to custom tailor that stuff.
Oh yeah, it is.
So-
Oh god, we walked out there. We were so excited.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
wanted everything. So
And-
we
Yes.
get it.
You want
Back
to know
to
something
wanting
else? This is probably the most interesting part of my relationship with PRP. I used to work for Fabcom
I was okay. Good. I'm glad
after
you're.
school. When I was like 16, I'd go in after school. My grandpa would drop me off. and I would weld PRP seat frames together.
Right?
That's
This is what I
super
wanted you.
cool.
Yeah, I think that
That's
is such a
super
good
cool.
tie-in there.
After going to El Cajon ROP and,
Yep.
my dad teaching me the basics of welding, I went to Grossmont High School, but I enrolled in the El Cajon ROP, and I'd have my grandpa after school take me over there so I can learn to
That's
weld,
so
and then
cool.
I was
Yeah,
looking
it
around for
is.
fab shops and found Fabcom, which was next to a metal supply spot. So I was doing everything from bending them, jigging them up, welding them, and it was
That's so cool.
Isn't
It's
that
cool.
crazy how
Yeah,
things
kind of
like
full
I mean,
circle,
did you
right?
ever think something like that would
I mean, obviously you
wasn't
set your
even in
hopes
your-
high.
yeah.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes the way the world works is a
I love
mystery.
it. Yeah. That's really good.
Kind of-
I love that tie-in though. So.
Yeah, but tapping into that, what do you think keeps you motivated in this direction? Or how did you get headed in that direction? Did you have mom? We already know she was fun loving and exciting. You had granddad. Did somebody kind of expose you to that mindset?
Not really. I think it was just, wanting more, seeing people race trophy trucks and knowing my mom's a waitress, my dad, no one's going to
Right.
give me a trophy truck.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like, what do you do every day to just work smarter, not harder? But honestly, I work my balls off. So like,
Yeah.
it's like, when I was doing construction, I was making really good money for several years as a certified welder and HVAC tech. And I was working in the shop till 10 o'clock almost every day when like I was building the new car and stuff. Because my old car I built out of my dad's garage. And it was just like, I think my dad was a big motivator because he told me I was freaking an idiot for spending all my money in off-road. He's like, you're just going to
was
you're
the
throwing money
motivation.
away. And I was like, I'm going to prove your ass wrong.
I love
Yeah.
You
it.
grumpy old bastard.
Yeah.
Like, no, watch this. I'm going to do this shit. And one day you'll be like, I'm glad you stuck with it instead of like, you're
Sure.
a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy
So
that that's what fuels us sometimes?
I'll show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baja Forged, signature vehicle builds and off-road products built to forge your own path. Baja Forged was basically made because we loved off-roading. We loved the open roads. If you're looking for off-road products to help you get out on the terrain, visit bajaforged.com. Follow us on Instagram at Baja Forged for our latest builds.
Since 1987, GTS Customs has specialized in resto-mod Corvettes. From widened bodies to pro touring vehicles with all today's modern technology. If you've got a Corvette, an old Corvette, and you want to make it drive like something new, contact gtscustoms.com.
So I wanted to walk the walk and not just let him talk the shit.
Yeah.
I think,
I love it.
and as much as we love our family, they just don't understand what that is. And that's why they want to like stay safe or whatever that is. And they think, oh, you're going to get hurt or something, so you think they're looking out for you, which I guess they are in a way, but it's not where your heart is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not what you want to do.
Yeah, and I mean, I grew up racing dirt bikes from the time I was 7 till I was 20, but, I didn't have anything to ride at night, and as you get older, you want to take out chicks and impress chicks, and, go rip it.
It always goes back
Listen,
to that.
it's the
It
only
always
reason
goes
I got
back to
into
that.
motorsports is because I was like, dudes.
It always goes
Right?
back to that. I need
Sorry.
to have the nice car for the
Oh, yeah,
chick.
absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been hustling since day one, buying buggies that were crashed, fixing them, selling them, flipping them, jet boats, and
I
running
love
them
that you
for a
put an
little bit.
LS motor in something. Didn't you say it was LS
Yeah.
powered?
Yeah,
That's rad.
It took many stages. It originally had 1835.
Okay.
And it has Subaru 2.0. I blew that thing up pretty exponentially. So then I got a 2.5 block and had Outback do it. And then I actually borrowed some money from my grandma to buy a buggy that was an old Herps buggy,
Oh, wow.
a Chenoweth that was badass with the engine that was supercharged from this old white dude that didn't know what he really had. He had a friend helping him sell it that had a big ass construction company. And
So it was your win.
Right.
yeah, stripped all that stuff and threw that in the OG to make it like a top tier badass car.
And that's
tranny
what's
motor,
in Urban
electrical.
Assault.
Yeah,
I
so
love that.
then I sold the chassis, my old motor, my bus box, And I think I ended up like $2,500 out of pocket for this huge upgrade.
That's awesome.
Because I couldn't afford that shit, you know,
Right.
like, but it was
That,
just angles.
That to me makes it even cooler, though. I mean, dumping money into something?
Well, it's just working
build
your
it
way
and
up,
work your
right?
way up. Yeah.
Exactly.
Angles to it. And
Yes. Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of things that couldn't have worked out, but they all seemed to sort of work out because I would make sure that I would do my best so that it would.
And I think, you know, a lot of people out there don't realize, like, that's most of the time the way that we get to that next level is we teach ourselves how to do it. We're just like, we can't afford to pay anyone else to do this, so I'm just going to do it myself, you know? And that's really, it's kind of funny what evolves from there.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things that I still want to try and teach myself, like CAD design and all that, but it's just hard with how much I put on my plate. And there's other people that are really good at it. Yeah. So it's like, even though that's something moving towards the future I'd like to get better at, it's hard to find time. So, like, there's definitely things that are struggles to find the time for that kind of like, or like things you want to do. So you have to pick and choose, you know?
You do.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's funny because CAD's been on mine for like 10 years now and I still haven't done it. So, so I totally get it because we put whatever it is that we want to learn next on hold or whatever, but we just keep moving forward. So,
Well, I'm pleased to say that I started welding. Just started. So, like, I'm
MIG
doing
welding
something.
or TIG welding? Okay.
Yeah, well, that's all we got. TIG welder.
Yeah.
In the shop. I've got 3 boys there that are like, okay, Mom, this is what you got to do. And then
it was time.
Yeah.
Have you not taken any of our welding classes?
I have not.
Oh.
But I'm going to get good enough to teach those welding classes.
I was like, oh, awesome.
I figured I could bake cakes and decorate cakes that I could easily. Oh, haven't you seen me lay down?
Oh, yeah, just like the frosting, you know?
The frosting, absolutely. For real. That's exactly what motivated me to do that. I'm like, that's what I want to do.
I can already do that.
I can do that, so I can do this.
Perfect.
That's what happens when you get older. You're just like, I can do anything.
I love it.
So you still have plenty of time to do it all.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just time, right? You know, one of the things that I heard in one of the other interviews is that you go back, you said you took ROP.
Yep.
Right? How important was that to you and how that helped you get to where you are? And how do you kind of want to see that grow?
I think ROP programs are huge. You know, I mean, we're losing the skills that, you know, men used to have. And even there's stuff for women too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff that's more to the men, you know, but girls can do it too.
This is a point. It is.
Yeah.
That's how it's focused, but yes, exactly.
Yeah, there was girls in there too, but I think it's huge for just our society and, you know, people to be able to get creative and see, like, you know, because not everybody's going to want to sit behind a desk and push papers or whatnot. We're humans in our nature. I feel like we're blessed to have a creative bone in our body, you know, whereas other mammals, they're just, all they want to do is hump and pump out kids.
Maybe eat a little.
Yeah.
I was going with food, but
That too.
that's where my head was.
Eat, sleep, poop.
Yeah.
And help.
produce. Yeah, produce. You know?
Type of creative, I guess, if you look at it that way.
No, but that's great because it's true. It's so sad to not see ROP in schools anymore because it's everyone's like meant to go to college and to be books. Not everyone's excited about stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean that's what my dad wanted me to do because he didn't have the opportunity to do it. But it's just like once I got a dirt bike and other things, like, and he taught me how. The first thing we ever made out of metal was a shank. I have a piece of rebar.
Sounds like something I do, but I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I started building bike ramps and a bunch of stuff. I was like, you know, I want to be creative, and like it's cool that those programs, like, you know, help educate, and it gives people or kids a place to go that they're not like out on the streets dicking around, filming TikTok videos being hood rats.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, we did that too, but like,
It wasn't. It was.
Technically, that is kind of what you did, right, with urban assault.
yeah,
And now all these little
But
punks
I
are
get
just
what
trying
you're
to
saying.
be.
that
No.
was in high school.
But to a different extent, I mean, yes, you went out and built a vehicle that did this, and that's kind of the goal here is to get people more excited about being creative, using their hands, being outdoors, just doing more things like that, because it is. It's not just being technology and just behind the phone.
Yeah, because not everybody can sell money for for the rest of their lives. They have to have some sort of skill,
How do you
don't
sell money?
they? Lending, sell
True,
money. Yeah,
true, okay.
that's what they're doing. It's,
Gotcha. See, I didn't learn that in school.
Yeah.
you skipped that day.
Possibly.
But that's the thing. It's just having some sort of skill, and not having one, having 5 to 10 different skills that can help you get somewhere. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, or save money, help
Oh, yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I think the more that you're exposed to, the more opportunity of what you like. Because I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that took maybe a couple ROP
ROP,
school
yeah.
classes, and you can jive with one.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everyone learns the same way. That there's a lot of people that will be in class and they're not, they're fidgety or something. It's because they're not being challenged enough. And it's
Yeah.
kind of funny because things like ROP, it's more tactile. You're doing something with your hands and your brain at the same time. And so you learn differently. And a lot of kids just are like that.
Yeah.
And they're not being shown that or having the opportunity anymore. So
Yeah, it sucks.
I know.
Bring it back. But there are cool programs like the Fab School, to teach kids an accelerated fabrication education. I mean, nowadays though, with YouTube and Drive, they have so much more at their fingertips than what I did when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Because it was friends of my parents that were into the desert that built their own buggies and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and I think by you doing what you're doing, it's helping inspire kids to want to build things themselves. The more you share that story of I did this myself, I helped build this to create something I wanted to do, it'll inspire more people to want to do that.
Yeah.
And so that really is a big part of how they don't necessarily, because a lot of things people can be taught by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You taught yourself, right? A lot of stuff. I mean,
No.
sometimes.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I needed help.
So I'm
Yeah.
a self-taught custom painter. So I literally locked myself in a paint booth at night for 2 years and figured out how to paint.
Yeah.
But I can watch people and learn from them by them doing something. So it's just like
True.
you said, on YouTube, you can watch something and people get inspired by wanting to do it.
yeah. Yep. I mean, I watched YouTube. I'm a YouTube mechanic all the time. My
Right.
mom needed her brakes done the other day, and she's got a freaking Ford Fusion, and they got
Right.
these weird electronic brakes, and I was like, I'm gonna mess this up. I was on YouTube, and I went on YouTube, and
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Right?
Yeah, but for me, after knowing how to weld and going after I learned how to weld a little bit better, that's when I went to a fab shop.
Cool.
And because Fab School wasn't around at the time, so it was I went and said, I'll sweep floors. I know how to weld. Here's some other janky shit that I built, But I'm a sponge. Teach me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Teach me. And if I ask too many questions, then, tell me to shut up, But if it might be a good refresh for you to kind of go through it in your head and vocalize it.
Absolutely.
And I told him that, and he's like, sure. All right, kid. He's like, we can use some cleaning around here and
Yeah,
stuff,
you can
and an
always
extra
use
hand.
somebody that can sweep a floor or
Right.
lift something.
I
Yeah,
told him I didn't even care if I got
absolutely.
paid for the first 30 days,
Right.
to prove myself. And I was there on time, showed up, and after the first week, he's like, I'll pay you minimum wage.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
rad.
So
Yeah.
because he was kind of playing hardball to see if I'd show up.
Of
but
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I showed up every day and learned a lot from Kurt at PRD with Chris Farmer as his lead fab dude. But
Oh,
Love
that's
it.
awesome. Are
Yeah.
they still in business?
Chris is still working for SoCal Suspension. see him avidly. Kurt, he still has his tools and stuff, but he has some health issues that have pulled him back. So,
Yeah.
but still good peeps.
Still interested
Awesome.
in it. Yeah, that's really cool. I
And
like that.
and it's good that you found someone that wants to teach you, because not everyone's willing to want to teach other people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't act like I knew everything. I just was casual about it.
Yeah.
You know? And but I mean, dude, that was like an accelerated program to fabrication. You know,
Nice.
working
Yeah.
with some badass dudes
Right.
that have had decades in the sport. So
Yeah.
like it was like, yeah, that's what I tell kids today too. Like, how do I get into fab? I'm like, find a shop, sweep the floors for free, sponge it up if you have to, if you want it.
Yep.
There's opportunity out there. Don't be a know-it-all and fucking
no-
show up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't be a know-it-all.
Right?
You're there to learn, period.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you go to school and you pay tons of money to go to school, what's the difference than putting yourself out there for this time to go learn
Yeah.
something like that and do it for free?
Yeah.
You know,
Or-
like,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's
or,
to me, it's a better way to learn, you know,
yeah, or just make, whatever the going rate is to
minimum wage.
until
like
you
said.
like
yeah,
move up
totally.
in the
Until
ladder.
you've proven yourself.
Totally.
For sure.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. I think that's good stuff. It's really good stuff. So, are you still racing car 11 or the car
Yeah.
11, class 11? It's
Yeah.
not a car 11, but it's the 11 car.
Yeah, the stock bug. The last race was at the Nitro Cross in Richmond, Virginia after
Yes,
Crandon.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I raced at
How was
Crandon.
that?
Crandon's rad.
Yeah.
I got first on Friday night.
High five.
And then Sunday's
I can't
cup
reach.
race, I was in the lead after the land rush start, and I think we had like 2 or 3 laps to go. And I came off the barn jump and landed pretty hard. I mean, we're working with minimal suspension here, but
Right.
a hole was there, and I kind of was off my line.
Did
just
you
a
have
little
your
bit.
PRP seats?
Yeah.
With that
Did
suspension
that help?
seat.
Oh yeah, those things.
You're like, thank God.
Lifesavers.
Yeah.
And then the distributor cap like flexed, or the rotor elasticity on the cap or the
Okay.
rotor popped up in the distributor and made contact and took my distributor cap and twisted it off.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Race over.
So I was just
done.
No, the first time it happened, it happened twice. The first
Okay.
time it happened, the thing miraculously like found its home back again. And I'm like, sick.
Stuff doesn't itself
I
on.
was gonna say stuff
keep it
doesn't
going.
fix
Yeah.
itself on cars.
Go.
It must have,
Go.
the clip still must have been on,
Yeah.
and it just like popped back in from like
That's
hitting some of the
wild.
bumps while we're
Yeah.
jostling on the side of the
Yeah.
track coming to a stop.
That's wild.
And then I got passed by 3 people and was in 4th, and I was just pushing super hard. And I thought it might have been a fluke, but I was like, okay, we got a lap and a half. I'm chasing down the leader, came off the barn jump harder than ever, and it did it again, but this time it didn't come back.
And that was at Crandon?
Yeah,
Oh,
for the
man.
cup race. And I've been chasing that win for 4 years now.
Man.
We've gotten 3 second places on the cup races, and they're so short and sprinty, like if you don't get like a really good start.
Right.
Got it.
And since they're so limited.
But you got so
passing's
much
limited.
air.
Yeah.
You're going so fast.
Yeah, and we got a lot of airtime, which was awesome, just to give back to the partners. But then we went to Nitro Cross, and they have kind of a unique format where you get points for qualifying well, but then it's a full inversion. So you have to start in the back if you're top qualifier. So if
So
you're
you
going
need
for
to
the
start right
championship-
around the 10. They're like, if there's 20, I want to be number 10.
Yeah, but then you get less points for qualifying.
Oh, my goodness.
And all that good stuff. So I was, no, I was actually not top qualifier. Or I was top qualifier both days. That race, actually, we decided to draw cards.
Okay.
So, like, since there's 12 of us that race, it was an ace to, like, I think queen or jack or whatever it is,
Right.
however that adds up, jack. And I drew 10. So I was in the last row in the middle. The next day I drew a 3. Or no, I drew a 2, so I was in the middle front row.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I got I think a 3rd and then a 1st on the second day. But, yeah,
So
cool.
last KOH, Theresa and I watched you. I think I told you that already. And then we saw that Gals VW, and we're like, we're doing this. We need to do this class 11.
Totally.
Because it's right in our budget. It's going to hurt like hell. Do you have a co-driver?
Yeah, it changes. You know, I've ridden with Brett King's daughter,
Okay.
Riley King, because they're building her bug, and they have a
Very
bug.
cool.
So, like, showing her some of the ropes on some of the more races.
Nice.
My girlfriend rode with me at King of the Hammers. So,
Very
like,
cool.
again, some of those loop races where, like, co-driving skills and maybe some muscle if you're, like, in the middle of desert far
Right.
from your pit or whatnot.
Right.
You know, I'm like, babe, push.
That happens
And
when you're a
she's like,
co-driver, pretty much. That is part of
105
it.
pounds, or it's like,
It's part of it.
you know, like, and then next thing
Okay,
you know,
I'm
like,
healthy stock. I'm frontier stock. I can push.
But weight is also a big thing in those too. So like I've had Poppy want to co-drive with me, my part-time mechanic out of Ensenada.
Okay.
But he's a big old butterball, so like I'm like, of course
He
it's
might
too
be holding you
rough,
back a
too
little bit.
long. Like Poppy, you need less tacos. Yeah.
Oh no! Never
Yeah.
say no to tacos.
He
No,
doesn't.
thank you.
He doesn't.
There you go.
funny.
But what do you have to? I mean, with regards to the car setup, it's minimal, right?
Yeah.
What kind
She's
of
trying to get
modif-
some intel right
I
now.
wasn't. Yeah. I mean, I can ask you later.
Yeah.
Because you want to weld the frame now. Now
Oh
that
well,
you can.
now that I can,
Yeah.
but no, I'm thinking in terms of what type of modifications can you have to this car? Are there any? What type of things can you upgrade?
Yeah, you can cut and turn the front beam. You have to run stock arm still,
Okay.
stock spindles, stock steering box, stock transmission gearing. But you can put like the super diff and stuff inside the diff to make some of the internals that have issues stronger.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no gearing change. Slutton builds a monster, not a monster, but a really precision 1600cc engine where everything's balanced from the clutch to the crank pulley so that you can zing these little bastards like a top.
I like that.
And we have a good cams are open, but stock heads.
Okay.
So like
How many
yeah,
horsepower in that little?
to the tire? About 69.
Right on.
Yeah.
My motorcycle has more.
I was gonna say that's about 1/10. Wait,
Yeah.
1% of my car. Okay.
I love it.
I don't know. It could
So
be fun
awesome,
one
though.
time,
It's so
but it kind
awesome.
of beats you up a little bit.
That's
though,
the
huh?
point. That's the point. And you got to be a good driver.
Yeah, you got to read the terrain. You got to drive
Yeah.
the car for what it's capable
Yeah.
Right.
in the terrain. It's just like anything, though, you know?
Yeah,
it
I mean,
is.
trophy trucks can go 140 miles an hour, but you're not going to drive them 140 miles an hour everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's all relative,
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, on a grand scheme of things. It's relative for the vehicle and the terrain. And
I'm also thinking
how
it's
many
like
loose
to
screws you
have.
got?
Yeah, I got a lot of loose screws, buddy. But, but I'm just thinking.
We're there with you
like,
on that.
right?
I couldn't tell.
That's okay. No, I think it's a good price point to start racing in the dirt.
Totally,
That's what
totally.
that's how I look at it.
I mean, that makes sense because how much things cost per horsepower, basically.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but you'll
Very
get
much
you'll get a
so.
lot of smiles from it.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, that's
Yeah.
why both of us were like,
We're like,
we need to
we
do
need
it.
to do this.
We already know. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
the
probably gonna
same way.
work on our
but,
own
But like I
media
said,
deck.
it is more of like you get to learn how to drive. Like
Yeah.
if you're trying to do this, you're all on the same level and you're out there doing the same thing. So
Yeah.
It's not as violent and sketchy as my little mini boat, though.
What do you call it? You
God,
got a
the
mini
little
boat?
The death boat,
that looks like
Okay,
How
talk
long
about
is
that.
It? How long is it?
10 whole feet,
Yeah, I was
Is
like,
that
it's
like one of
short.
those
It's like
little,
a little longer
like-
than this. Like
Wow.
280 horsepower.
Yeah.
Do you, like,
you've like
circle-
jumped that thing?
Oh yeah.
Circle race it? Is that
like
one of those
this
circle
high.
The
racing
thing
things?
is, any boats are scary for
It's like one of those circle boats, but it's made to bash shit. Like when those jet boats, the circle boats, hit the dirt, that means they sucked at their run. Whereas
Right.
like I'm looking for shit to jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that recently. Have you been out recently?
I didn't even take it out this summer. I've been
Yeah,
that
I was
busy.
gonna say I don't think I've seen anything recent on it.
So
oh yeah,
where
you
do-
have to look this up.
I was going to say, where do you go jump the boat? I just feel odd saying
I feel like he
that.
goes anywhere to do things.
Yeah. We've done it in Havasu. We've done it. In
Okay.
Lake
okay.
Powell, which I got in some trouble for.
Not a common thing, right?
Well, how do you set up the jumps?
It's a little bit of prayer, and a little bit of like
like-
hypothesis.
The geometry is like.
Are you
in your
drafting
head.
behind somebody's wake or something to jump this sucker or what?
Not off land.
Oh, well.
Like you kind of, there's been times where I've used sticks to kind of try to groom it or move shit out the way. So like,
So
come
this
off
isn't
something.
like
so
a
this
ramp.
isn't okay.
He makes like
okay.
a ramp to like fly it through the air.
The natural
Okay.
stuff
like
is the coolest.
Fly it.
But
Like it's a
there's-
boat,
and-
and you keep thinking it's on water. It's flying through the air.
I've even went through a house that was sunk.
Yes, and I'm like,
Wow.
mostly it's like
Half
in the air.
sunk.
Yeah, it was half sunk, and I blasted my own front door through that thing. We had to take out some electrical conduit and stuff, so it didn't next thing you know, harpoon me or some shit.
Wow.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Dude, you
that is
do
a lot of prayer right there.
Yeah. You do
Whoops,
some crazy
I'm going
stuff.
back.
That's some crazy stuff there, kid.
There's a lot of stuff we don't document too. But we'll save that for another time.
Okay, we can do it when the cameras are
But
on.
you could find some of that stuff. Some of the stuff you just talked about is
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, I never thought you could
So I'm
jump
like,
a boat
he's talking
through a
about-
house.
He's talking about a boat, but really, I don't feel like it touches a lot of water. Some of it. Some of it's like water and some of it's flying.
And seriously, 10 feet is not really long for a boat.
No,
I mean,
not
it's
when
like,
you're like
gosh,
7
no.
feet high in the air. A lot of shit can go wrong, but luckily it hasn't yet. But
and you wear protective gear.
it depends.
It should never.
so you can
wait.
fly out, so you can jump out, or what do you mean?
Yeah, and when we took it to the Salmon and Snake River with the Mini Boat Mafia crew, that PRP
Oh
also
my
got.
God, there's a mafia, you guys. Are you
We're good
I'm
people.
sorry.
We're good people.
This is a gang you
Like,
can't
wait a
get out of.
second.
Okay, go on.
It was flowing 52,000, and the summer we went before
Wait,
that.
back up. It was flowing 52,000.
Yeah, I think they call it CF cubic feet
Okay,
per
but
minute
or
how
meters. or
rapidly
some
Okay.
the
How
water
fast it's
was,
going,
the
yeah.
current was.
First year
Okay.
was 4,600. And it was
Oh,
okay,
gosh.
there was a lot of rocks exposed, and it wasn't going that
4,600
fast.
to 52,000.
Wow.
Correct.
That's exponential.
Yeah.
And I can't do the math.
It's over
that.
10 times.
Well, I
It's
did
over
know
10
that
times.
fact.
It's 11 times.
11 times the math.
He just did the math.
Thank
This is
you.
how he's figuring out his jumps too.
So yeah, 46
See?
times 10.
See? He got it.
46,000 plus another 46. Yeah, it's pretty-
4,600.
50.
Yeah, I got that. It's
Yeah,
like 92.
50,200
Times
It was
this.
52,000.
52. I know.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
And,
a lot. That's a
yeah.
mass amount of
And with those
water
little
volume.
boats, the water's shifty. It's always changing as it's coming over these features.
Yeah.
So you might be like, oh yeah, there's a little nudge right there. I'm gonna bounce off that and hopefully not hit the side and get sucked in by all these fucking trees and shit.
Oh my God.
But a boil will come over and then the next thing you know, you're bouncing off
What
the
did you
side.
call it? A boil?
Like a boil of water.
Oh, wow.
Where the water's
okay.
boiling over stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it'll have a little kicker. It's not today. Boom! And then you're in the side of the wall and you're like, holy shit. Pin.
It's like a pinball machine.
And you're in the whitewash, so it doesn't have full traction because it's cavitating, and you're just again, another heavy praying moment.
So
Is
basically,
this
what
it?
you're saying, this Class 11 car is easier to drive. The Score car is going to be easier to drive. All of this stuff that you're driving and racing is
Then-
easier than the boat.
Then the boat.
Well, it depends.
Okay.
You can go cruise a lake and have
Yeah.
no danger.
Right. But
But-
you're looking for it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
we
He brings
found
the
it.
challenge on.
I like it.
And there's kayakers too, or not. There's kayakers that died that
Oh.
same week. And then when we pull up, and I don't have a safety, a proper safety where it keeps your head above water.
Okay.
So when they see us all pull up, and then I have a heat wave see-through poncho on, they're like, "You guys know?" And they're looking at us
Oh, man.
20-foot plus boats are sinking out here that
Oh,
are
shoot.
wide and gangster.
Because they were too long and they were too
Wow.
wide. They weren't as nimble through there.
It's like having a 40-inch tire versus a 16-inch tire though.
Right?
I was just trying to come up with an idea of why it worked. That's all.
Yeah,
all I
line
was
selection and a little
Well,
bit of no.
We could obviously
say a
sit
little
here.
bit of no? Sorry. Okay.
That's pretty much
Okay,
most of it.
wind it up.
I
They
think
want to go home for pot roast.
I think that, yeah, we could obviously sit here all day.
Is that what Justin's wife's making, a pot roast? I'm coming over, dude. The last time I haven't had a pot roast in a
He's
while.
like, I need some dinner too. Oh my gosh. We could talk forever on this.
Yeah, you are really amazing.
We got more.
Okay, you guys are
Should we-
interrupting us. Come on, if you want to leave.
Should we?
so much more.
I mean, should we do it again and like keep carrying on? Because I got way more shit. If you guys
Totally. Let's
Absolutely.
we'll
if
totally
you're
do it
willing to
again.
come again, yeah.
But I
let's
think
do
they
it.
want to leave now.
They want to leave now. Okay.
Well, we'll continue this at maybe even my shop.
Cool.
Oh, we'd love
Let's
to do that.
it.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I'll dig
yeah.
up some old pictures from back in the day, so you guys can
Perfect.
see
We're
my
getting-
crazy ass mom and
we're-
dad. And shit.
Well,
Maybe we can
I'll
meet
come.
her?
Yeah. Have your
I'm
mom?
just-
No.
Those two, not good.
Okay.
Not yet.
We're just-
Not yet.
We're just
Not
kidding.
yet.
I'm very mature.
I
This
get
one's
it, I
over
get
here
it.
going. Okay,
It's the family thing, I know.
you guys, thanks so much for joining us. It's been High Octane Hustle. My name's Fastlane Jane.
And I'm Design Muse, and we had such a great time today with
Shreddy Blake.
Shreddy Blake.
Woo!
If they want to
So-
find you, where they find you? I don't know where.
Instagram, my personal account is Blake Wilkey 357. YouTube is shreddy.lyfe, life. The apparel, where you can find a lot of our other collab partners parts or PRP parts, is found on also, or where I like all the interesting action for Shreddy is on Shreddy Lyfe's IG.
Perfect. We'll be sure
Love
to
it.
put the content information in the comments.
down below so you can find it all. So please like and subscribe and follow us. We have High Octane Hustle Official on Instagram and highoctanehustle.com.
Yes.
Until
And
next time.
More to
Thank
come.
you to PRP.
Woo! More to come.
Woo, woo!
Great
for hosting
time.
this. It was awesome. Thanks, guys.
We're out.
Oh, and thanks to Blake.
Woo!